evening, you're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Chloe Feng. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. The Observatory issues the number 3 typhoon signal as Koinu approaches Hong Kong. A 17-year-old student from a prestigious boys' school goes missing amid mental health concerns. And the Norwegian Nobel Committee awards this year's Peace Prize to an Iranian campaigner for women's rights. The number 3 strong wind signal is in force as Typhoon Coinu edges closer to Hong Kong. While the city can expect strong winds and heavy rain, the scorching heat will give way to cooler weather. It was another very hot and dry day as Typhoon Coinu edged closer to Hong Kong, forcing the suspension of many outdoor events. The observatory issued the number 3 strong wind signal at 5:40 p.m., forecasting that winds will strengthen tonight. The alert will be maintained until at least 4 a.m. tomorrow.
天文台會視乎小犬嘅強度。
Senior scientific officer Li Shuk-ming said any decision to upgrade the signal will depend on Koinu's speed, intensity, and distance from Hong Kong. She warned that winds will gradually become stronger in the coming 2 to 3 days, and there will be squally showers. Li urged people to stay away from the shoreline and avoid water sports because there could be heavy rain on Sunday and Monday. But the heat wave will dissipate, with the temperature expected to drop to as low as 23 degrees over the weekend. Several organizers, including the West Kowloon Cultural District and the K11 Group, have cancelled outdoor performances, but some indoor events will go ahead as scheduled. 7 people have been arrested after police cracked down on a syndicate that stole credit cards from passengers during flights. Police displayed 8 cars that went missing in mid-flight in the past 2 months. All the cars were traced to an alcohol store in China, Hong Kong City in Tsim Sha Tsui. No alcohol was bought, but the culprits allegedly used the cars to get more than $600,000, which they reportedly shared. The syndicate targeted Middle Eastern carriers, which arrived in Hong Kong before noon. A search is underway for a 17-year-old student from the diocesan boys' school who has been missing since Wednesday. His mother appealed to the public for help, saying her son has been facing mental pressure. Matthew Zhang was last seen exiting Shek Mun Station on Wednesday. After leaving school, the 17-year-old went to Mongkok East Station to take the East Rail line. His octopus cart was traced to Shek Mun Station, which he left at about 1:30 p.m., after which his family lost contact with him. His mother said the diocesan boys' school 6th former has been suffering from physical illness and mental pressure. She was planning to take him to the doctor on the day he went missing.
其實佢就好 stress， 呢排都係受一個胃痛同埋精神困擾嘅。
My son has been dealing with huge pressure lately, his mother said, explaining that the boy suffered from stomachache and insomnia because of academic pressure.
Lunchtime 離開帶咗個銀包，連電話都冇帶，跟住就離開咗學校。
He left his school at around lunchtime but did not bring his mobile phone, she said, adding that he has never acted this way before.
尋晚呢有班100幾個舊生去依頭去揾啦。
Some former students of the school teamed up to search mountain areas, as his mother said he loves hiking and the Xinmun River. Posters and notices have also been put up near hiking trails. Headmaster Ronnie Chang said the school has been in close contact with the student's family and police. The Education Bureau is also following up on the missing student. The government has set up a center for people to apply for 3 types of civil service positions all year round. During a visit to the new facility in Revenue Tower, Civil Service Chief Ingrid Yang said the arrangement will be convenient to applicants. The 3 types of jobs, including assistant, clerical officer, pay between $15,000 and $18,000. Applicants will have to pass the Basic Law and National Security Law test before they can proceed further. Yang also said 15,700 people have applied for a joint recruitment exam in December. This comes after the government allowed university students to apply for the civil service in their penultimate year instead of waiting until graduation. Overseas, the Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded to an imprisoned Iranian campaigner for women's rights.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2023 to Narges Mohammadi for her fight against the oppression of women in Iran and her fight to promote human rights and freedom for all. Her brave struggle has come with tremendous personal cost.
Mohammadi is currently serving a 12-year prison sentence on various charges, including spreading lies about the Iranian government. The 51-year-old has a non-governmental organization funded by Shirin Ebadi, another Iranian who won the Nobel Peace Prize 20 years ago. Tehran has yet to comment, but it has previously accused the West of trying to use women's rights and other issues to foster anti-government protests in Iran. At least 100 people have been killed and scores injured in a drone attack on a military academy in Syria, raising fears that a long-running but low-profile civil war might intensify. Hospitals in the city of Homs were crowded with people seeking treatment. Women and children were among the casualties of the air raid, which occurred during a graduation ceremony. No one has claimed responsibility, but Syria pointed the finger at insurgents who are backed by foreign powers. In retaliation, government forces shelled several villages in the rebel-held province of Idlib. 5 people were reportedly killed. Ukraine and its Western allies have condemned Russia after a missile strike on a village killed 52 people. Rescuers searched the ruins of a cafe in northeastern Ukraine for possible survivors, a day after the attack that was blamed on Moscow. The attack occurred as scores of people in the village of Haroza gathered in the cafe to honor a soldier who was killed. Officials said every family in the village had been affected. There were no military sites in the area, according to Ukraine. Russia has not commented, but a state-run news agency said Moscow launched a number of air and artillery strikes near the village. About 300 top bankers will be in Hong Kong next month for the second Global Financial Leaders Investment Summit. Monetary Authority Chief Executive Eddie Yue says 90 of them are senior executives of leading financial institutions. The total number of participants is expected to be 20% more than last year's forum, when Hong Kong was still battling COVID. Yue said this year's theme, Living with Complexity, focuses on the post-pandemic world. Some financial regulators from the mainland will also be attending the 3-day summit, which begins on November the 6th. And now let's take a look at the markets. The Hang Seng Index closed up 272 points. Top 10 active stocks, Tencent up $5.40, AIA up $1.55, and Ping An up 70 cents. Tracker Fund up 30 cents and Alibaba up $1.55, HSBC up $1.10. Forex trading against Hong Kong dollar, the euro is at 8.26, British pound at 9.55, and Australian dollar at 4.98. Moving on to the UK market, the London FTSE is currently up 31 points. On to the weather now. It will be cloudy with showers tomorrow, and seas will be rough with swells. Temperatures will range between 24 and 29 degrees. And that is our main news for Friday night. Join us for more news at 11. I'm Chloe Feng. Good evening.